A warm welcome to the newsroom. I am Fidelia Aguncha. The Senate says it has received fresh fraud allegations against the management of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. According to the Red Chamber, the new financial infractions were not captured in the list of allegations of 40 billion naira reckless spending, which a whistleblower brought against the NDDC to the Parliament recently. The Senate said the fresh probe would be handled by the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions. Chairman of the panel, Ayo Akinyerule, who confirmed the development, said the acting managing director of the NDDC, Kemibadi Kumaponde, would be summoned after the Senate panel had concluded its public hearing involving the United Bank for Africa PLC and liquidators of the defunct Nitel MTEL, which would take place next Wednesday. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has ordered a fresh round of redeployment involving senior police officers initially deployed to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The 16 affected senior officers include 8 Assistant Commissioners of Police and 8 Chief Superintendents of Police. Those affected include zonal heads of the EFCC in Lagos, Abuja and Benin. All the 8 CSPs were redeployed from the EFCC to various police commands, while the 8 ACPs were also deployed to various commands, with sources saying they are all being deployed from the EFCC. The redeployment, contained in 2 different memos from the police headquarters, are to take immediate effect. Security operatives, including the army and police, have clamped down on Revolution Now protesters in Lagos, arresting an unconfirmed number of people. The protest against bad governance was yet to take off from Computer Village in Ikeja, when the security operative dispersed the crowd with tear gas. It was the same situation at the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, where no fewer than 60 protesters have been arrested by security officials. The protesters, who were coming from Maraba axis of the Federal Capital Territory, were arrested around the Unity Fountain and whisked away in police trucks. Meanwhile, security agents have begun to a stop-and-search operation at some locations in the city to identify and arrest the protesters. The protest, holding in about 10 states across the nation, has also been disrupted by security operatives in Osun.
The point is that since the March, August 5, 2019, Nigeria has gone further down the hill. Yes. Even before coronavirus came, nothing was working. The only song we keep hearing from them is that they want to increase electricity tariff. They want to privatize water, so that with our stolen money they will buy the water, and just like electricity, we will not even be able to access water again. They said they have even introduced tax on house rent.
Yes, so VAT.
Even though price of petrol don't go down for one market, they increase fuel price. When COVID-19 came,
no palliative.
In other parts of the world, they paid them $1,000 into their account every month. They gave everybody food. They will bring the food to your doorpost. Those who did not have where to live, they put them, homeless people, they put them inside hotels. For Nigeria, inside lockdown, they were even demolishing people's houses inside lockdown.
This is a country that has a hard-working masses, but yet there's nothing to show for. Enough of all this looting and corruption. What we demand for in this country is free education at all levels, qualitative health care. Enough of this price hacking in fuel and tariff, NEPA tariff. This is what I can say. Get our flyers and know what we are for. We are not a violent organization. We are not a violent organization, but the government of the day wants us to be violent, but we're not going to be violent.
The federal government says it will soon resume the rollout of digital switchover DSO, a transition from analog to digital television broadcasting across the country. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed stated this on Tuesday in Lagos at a ceremony to unveil the new amendments to the 6th edition of the Broadcasting Code. Fielding questions from stakeholders at the ceremony, the minister said the DSO suffered some setback, which led to a hold after it was launched in 6 states. He reiterated the commitment of the government to spread the massive benefits of digital television to the people, stressing that it was the fastest way to create jobs. The minister also assured the stakeholders that they would hear from the government on the resumption of the DSO rollout in the coming weeks. We'll take a break here to bring you more stories. Stay with us. Welcome back. Nigeria's COVID-19 toll has risen to 44,433 with the emergence of 304 new cases. Confirming the new cases, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NDDC) also revealed that 14 new deaths were recorded in the last 24 hours. This brings the fatality toll to 910,000. Meanwhile, nearly 32,000 recoveries have so far been recorded in the country. With the 2020 West African Senior School Certificate examination barely 2 weeks away, the West African Examination Council has released the timetable for the examination. According to WAEC, the examination, which has been slated to begin on Monday, August 17, 2020, will end on Saturday, September 12, 2020. A statement issued on Tuesday by its head of public affairs, Demianos Ojijogu, the examination body asked candidates to disregard other versions of the examination timetable in circulation. The council also urged candidates to abide by the rules and regulations guiding the conduct of the examination by shunning all acts of malpractice and obeying all COVID-19 protocols that have been put in place at the examination centers. The management of Bristol Helicopters Limited has terminated the appointment of 100 pilots. In a statement issued on Tuesday, the company said the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic necessitated its decision to lay off workers. While describing the sack as painful, the airline's management said the move was inevitable in order to ensure the continuity of its business and delivery of essential services to its clients. This comes barely 24 hours after Air Peace sacked scores of pilots across its fleet while slashing staff salaries by up to 40%. We'll take a break here to bring you business stories and more. Talking business now, the approved price of petrol in Nigeria for August will increase by up to 18% according to estimates, as consumers await the release of the now retail price for the commodity by the Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Agency, PPPRA. The current approved petrol price, as announced by the PPPRA in July, ranges from 140.80 to 143.80 naira per litre. However, 5 days into the new month, the agency is yet to publish the petrol retail price advice for the month of August. Since the recent introduction of the partial deregulation of the downstream sector of the petroleum industry, new petroleum product prices have been released to the marketers and consumers on the first day of the new month. The price usually comes in the form of price advice from the PPPRA, the Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Authority, on the recommendation of a special committee on price modulation mechanism constituted to review the fuel market fundamentals for the month. On the foreign scene, the Lebanese government says it has launched a probe into Tuesday's explosion in Beirut, promising the wrath of the law on anyone found culpable. No fewer than 100 people have been confirmed dead from the blast, while dozens are still missing. More than 4,000 persons also sustained injuries from the explosion and thousands have been displaced. In a live press briefing on Wednesday, Prime Minister Hassan Diab said the government will provide temporary shelter to displaced persons and also give support to others affected by the explosion. Meanwhile, rescue workers continue to comb through rubble in search of survivors as world leaders and international organizations have stepped in to offer assistance to the troubled country. Colombia Supreme Court has placed former President Alvaro Uribe under house arrest amid an investigation into allegations of witness tampering and fraud in relation to crimes committed during the country's 52-year civil war. The court's unanimous decision, published late on Tuesday, said magistrate found possible risk of obstruction of justice while they continue probing accusations that the ex-president had a role in bribing potential witnesses against him. The ruling is the first ever in Colombia ordering the detention of a former president. Uribe, who served as president from 2002 to 2010, has repeatedly declared his innocence in the case and questioned the court's independence. Nigerian striker Sylvester Agbonu has signed a permanent deal with Russian top division side Dynamo Moscow after a successful season-long loan deal with UFA in 2019. The former defender star is now contracted to Dynamo Moscow until the end of the 2021-2022 season, having signed a 2-year deal with the club. The 29-year-old has scored 4 goals and provided 2 assists in 26 league games for the club and helping them finish 6th on the log. However, he thanked the team's management for their belief in his ability, saying he was looking forward to helping the team in the next 2 seasons. Well, that's the latest from the newsroom at this hour. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.